start. So if I call your name, you might want to say, yo, that's me, you know, like, hey, what's up? You might not want to if you know what you asked. Amanda in the GA. Amanda. Right there, how you doing? Says, can you say something in your best Boston accent? Best Boston accent. Well, I'm a Texan. How are you? Tom Brady. Ask not what your country can do for you. That's for the older people in the room.
Moving on.
Before I go to the next question, Amanda, I happened to look up your Twitter, and you said something else too that I thought was really sweet. You didn't really ask a question, you just made a comment. So the opening act is my favorite, Rend Collective. The second, 10th Avenue North, is my second favorite. And the headliner, I could take or leave, no offense. I appreciate you staying here. Thanks. People ask, how do you stay humble? I'm like, I just read the tweets and questions. Michael, section F4. Where are you? I don't know where F4 is. Oh, there you are. Michael, stand up. I love it, man. You're like proud. Stand up. Michael, you said our family is getting a dog this summer and we want to name it Tomlin. Is that okay with you? I got a couple questions. Is it a little Pete dog or is it a yellow lab? Okay, that's good. If it was a small dog, we'd name it Matt Redman. I looked up also, I happened to look up your tweets as well. And I noticed that you only have one tweet and you're following one person. Did you start Twitter just for this question? You did. Wow. And you had one question, you had one shot at your first question on Twitter, and this is what you asked. Wow. God bless you. Glad to hear. All the best to your dogs. Justin and Gia. And Justin. Yo. Oh, hey, what's up? When and where did you start out leading worship? That's a good question. My first time leading was, I was at this youth camp, and they asked me to do this week-long crusade at this youth camp. I was just out of high school, and I just got to play a little bit. This youth pastor found out that I played music. There's this little town in Texas, and he's like, could you come lead this week-long thing? And I'm like, I wasn't smart enough to say no, and so I just said, sure, I'll come. He didn't know that I only knew 3 songs. Seriously, I only knew 3 songs, and I was supposed to lead for the whole week. And I was like, what am I going to do? You know, do I play the songs at different tempos during the week, or how does this work? And so I get a call from this guy named James, and it's a deep voice. About the week before, it's a real deep voice. Hello, my name is James. I'm like, hey, James. He said, I'm speaking of this thing that we're doing together, and I got your number, and I wanted to see what kind of music you do. You know, I travel and do this, and I speak a lot, so, and I've never come alongside or never seen you before do the music. And I said, well, James, the reason that you've never heard me before is because I've never done this before. I know 3 songs, and I told him those 3 songs. There's a long pause on that. He said, okay, can I send you some music? I was like, sure. And so I remember he sending me these tapes that tells you what years it was. And tapes, for all the young people, tapes were these cool things. Don't even act like you know what they are, but you had to, like, if you want to listen to a song again, you push this thing and you rewind it, and you turn it over to the other side to listen to something else. It's unbelievable. So this is how I learned. These were like some of the first songs I learned on. And I had note cards. I made like this. I made little note cards in the night, and I put them like across. I would get there, and so I learned these songs. It's like I love you, Lord. Lord, you're more precious than silver. Some of these great choruses, you know. And I learned these songs. And I had the chords and the words, and I put them just like across the stage. before all the youth would get in there. And it was like about 300 or 400 youth. And that's about as big as the town I came from, so it was like huge. And so I was like, and before anybody got there, they couldn't see the note cards on the stage, and I had them in order of the songs I was going to do. So I'd do the first song, and I would just lead the song, and I would just look at, I was scared to death to look at anybody, and I would just look at the note card and play the song. And I would stop. I'd take my mic stand, and I would go to the next one. Like that, so I'm not lying. And so by the end of the set, I'm down like at the other end of the stage. Can you imagine what that must have looked like? That was so confusing, I'm sure, to the high school students. Why is every song he moves down that way? Every song. And so that's how I started. I had no idea what I was doing. And James that week said, hey Chris, God, I've been praying for you, and I just wanted to tell you two things. I feel like God's put two things on my heart. I was like, really? He said, yeah, this is the end of the week. He said, one, you have no idea what you're doing. I was like, God told you that. Wow, that's amazing. And he said, secondly, you have no idea how God's going to use you in the world. And I was like, no, you have to understand at 18, I had no idea what he was talking about. And I remember he put his hand on my head, and he just looked at me, and he said, and he stared right at me, he said, God, I pray you make Chris a songwriter for his generation. And it was like a light in his brain. And started this process, started this journey. Now, it's been many years. No one listens to tapes anymore, and this is where we are. And it's such a privilege. It reminds me of just, first of all, that God puts people on our paths that believe in you. And it's so beautiful. All of us have those stories probably. And just, you want to look back on your life and not say, wow, I had a great marketing plan and I had an awesome YouTube channel. You don't want to say that. You want to look back in your life and say, I don't know how this happened, but God's been in every step of the way. It's been beautiful watching God. This is awesome. Tracy, section 119. Are you serious? Did you guys come in one car? I'm sorry I chose you, Tracy. They say, this is their question, they say there's a lot to like about Lowell. What do you like best? I love that first line. They say there's a lot to like about Lowell. You know, that's what they say. Everywhere. Everywhere I go, people are like, there's a lot to like about Lowell. What do you like the best? What I love is, honestly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, so far the last two tours, when we put our tickets on sale for any city, the very first city to sell out is Lowell, Massachusetts. What is up with this place? It's like, and even tonight, just being here, and just like I've said before, the hunger in this place. You know, people are like, well, New England is like, you know, how do you go up and tour New England? I mean, does anybody believe in God in New England? It's like how, you know, that's what they think in the South and other places. That's what they think. They're like, how can you go up there? And it's so beautiful to be here and to see that the church is alive and well. That Jesus. I'm so encouraged. I mean, I would rather be here than anywhere. I mean, I love it. Just how special this is. And just real quickly, and it just God put on my heart something for us to, like, past 2 years, for us to have this, I don't know, this vision, give me a vision, a dream for what it could be for the church really coming together to worship. And this summer, we're starting this